Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Notifications.
Yeah, notifications. Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to Car Audio Talk with Dean Fernando, episode number
53.
That's right. Isn't that exciting? It's been 53
Wow.
53 episodes.
That's crazy.
I know, it is crazy. All right, well,
Who's watching 53 times?
a lot of people. It's a fairly fun thing to do, apparently.
Well, thank you.
So, hey
Thanks,
guys,
Steve.
what's up, Steven? All right, so it is a
Johnny,
beautiful
what's up,
Monday,
buddy?
so chime in. Let us know where you're from. Let us know how the weather's doing
What's up,
in your
Johnny?
neck of the woods.
See,
Today was
I'm still waiting.
for what? For it to hit notify.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still coming on. What's up? What's up? What's up, Johnny? What's up, Marty? Yep.
Morty.
I got wires in front of my view. Hold on. Let me fix that.
Wires. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's moving.
Yeah, I'm moving the whole thing.
Indianapolis. Is
oh.
cold? I'm sure it's cold.
Oh, yeah, I bet. You guys rock. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, you rock. Which brings us to a really good point.
Idaho.
Which we'll talk about here in a minute. First off, a little bit of background information. What's up, gentlemen? What's up, Cody? How are you, buddy? Windy in Arizona, but it's probably hot like it is here.
What's up, John?
Happy Monday, fellas. Reviews top notch. Oh, I'm glad you like it, John.
Hey, I'm watching.
All right, Tony.
Yeah.
You two.
Hey,
UK Tony. What's
UK
up? Good
Tony.
evening. Cold in the UK. Oh, he's got a cold too. See no evil. See no
It's
evil.
crazy.
So, anyways, here we go.
Yes.
The podcast is doing well. We're on episode number 2.
Yes.
This week
Yes.
will be episode number 3, which will be really nice.
Mhm.
So if you guys haven't checked that out, it's available on the Google Play Store now.
What's
So
up,
that's-
Cody?
what's up? Hey, watch your videos.
JR.
Cool. Thank you, Junior. Or JR. Yeah, JR. Yeah.
James.
What's up, James? Room a zoom zoom in your big fast motorcycle. Did you watch that? You did
No, not
you did
yet,
a
no.
POV motorcycle review. That was kind of
really?
Yeah. Which
Okay.
he would have lasted 5 minutes here. Florida's not the place to ride motorcycles. I'm just telling you right now, James. It's a good way to die.
Yeah. But it's crazy because there's a lot of motorcycles in
Yeah,
here.
and it's a lot of dead people.
That's
yeah.
alright.
But that's okay. Yeah, no one watches for motorcycles here. They even have ugly stickers that are purple and say, "Save lives, look both ways." What's up? All right, so podcast is live. It is on the Google Play Store. It is on iTunes, and it is on Podbean. So hopefully one of those will be good. You can check it out. There's 3 shows that we do a week. We do this show.
Yeah.
We do the Saturday YouTube show. So if you guys, basically all the really long shows. So like this show's an hour, the YouTube show's an hour, and the show we do is anywhere between a half hour to 45 minutes. So we're taking all those nice long shows, and they're podcasts now with one original podcast. So Thursday nights you get the original podcast. Monday nights, or you get the rebroadcast of this, and you get a rebroadcast of the Saturday show. It's up from Australia. It's Tuesday morning.
There you go.
Hey, what a way to start your Tuesday morning. Warm in Oldsmar. Yes, Jason. We know. Hello from Sweden. What's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy?
Yep.
Dave, are you friends with him on Facebook?
Dave. No.
Dave Cost? Dave, you got a friend, Fernando Lopez here. You got to check out the work he does. He's
nice.
Oh, dude, yeah, I love his work. He's the guy, we met in California.
Yeah.
I fly all the way to California. So Dave Coz and I, we know each other.
What's up, Jason?
Got out to you a couple times. We fly halfway around the world. So we fly to California. He's from Ohio. I'm from California. We both come down. We sit at this table. We're at a show. We'll do things. Yes. And all right. So California. I'm in California.
Yeah.
Okay. At a Audison bit training.
Yep.
And the guy that sits in front of me, he goes, "Hey, where are you from?" I said, "I work for this place called 5 Star." And he goes, "5 Star?" He goes, "Does a guy named Paul own it?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "An Indian guy?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, I know those guys. I used to, hang out at their store, go to their store." Really?
He's famous. Paul is famous.
But no, it's like, how is that small world, definitely small world. What's up, Clint? Hey, what's up, buddy? All right, so that's the podcast news. All right, second news is I just want to thank you guys. Okay, so this show, these videos, we do these for the purpose of educating you guys and entertainment.
Yep.
And Dave is laughing. And it's nice, the response that we get from you guys is overwhelming, positive, very positive, which is great. That's why we keep making them. We've turned the ship many directions since we've started. Yeah. I mean, if you go back and watch 5 years ago, we were doing something totally different than where we're at now, and it is way more fun now than it was back then.
Yes.
And it's the gratitude that you guys show us that makes us keep doing this, because I always get the comments, because I post the videos at 5:15 in the morning. They're like, "Dude, do you ever sleep?" And the reality of it is, no. I'm usually up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting the show ready so I can post at 5:15. I don't auto post because when I auto post, YouTube sucks for that.
Thank you for the love.
Monetization thing. So regardless of that, and then I go back to sleep for a couple hours, but it's the drive of, for one, not wanting to let you guys down. For like when I put up a video and the response is positive and great, it's like, which James knows, cardio, etc. That's James. He knows that because, and even Jason knows that at Stereo Kings. When you get a thumbs up, when you get a "Hey, great job, guys," "Hey, thank you," it means a lot, and that's what drives you to keep doing the movies. Yeah. And that's what, when you're sitting there at 2 o'clock in the morning and it's like, I need 10 more minutes to put an audio track on this so I can go to bed. And it's like, I could just go to bed. And it's like, no, because I know there's guys that are waiting for that video in the morning. I know that's like, they're going to sit there, they're going to see that video, they're going to listen to it on their way to work, or they're going to have some coffee. I miss the old videos with the Flavor Flav clock and the eye patch. Yes, those were the best, John.
Yeah.
They went over terrible.
Yeah. Everybody complained about it.
What's up, Greg? What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? Anyways, so I just want to thank you guys, because it's you guys that make us do this, and we don't say it enough. Now, one of the reasons, and one of the reasons for this has to do with Google reviews, okay? And it's really made me stop and think about lately, in the last week, about how, all the effort we put into making this channel and this store and this business,
Thank you, Philip. Yep.
What it is, and in helping as many people as we possibly can, but you also need rest, Dean. No, I get rest. It's Sunday, It's like, anyways, I don't. But I don't need a lot of rest. I gotta. It's that's why I have no. Anyways, we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
So. So, we put a lot of effort into this.
What's up, David?
And something happened Saturday that really brought me down.
Yes.
Down a lot.
Probably everybody.
It upset you, it upset me, it upset Paul. And it's Google reviews. Okay? And we talked about it just a little bit on the Saturday show, and there was a bunch of you guys that went and gave us positive Google reviews.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you. And if you didn't get a chance to, please feel free to go to Google, give us a thumbs up,
and say,
if we helped you in any way, if you've learned anything from us, or we've answered your question or anything, just throw some love, and just I love all the positive reviews we get on YouTube. I love all the reviews we get on Facebook. Google is unfortunately still the animal that just kicks you right in the and so what happened Saturday was Paul gets a phone call.
Yes.
And I'm loving the thumbs up right now. It's like it's raining thumbs up. It's raining. Okay, sorry.
Thumbs up and love. That's awesome.
And on a total different tangent, Haley loves watching
James?
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
Wow. Thank God I'm editing. That's all I got to say, because it's just the most off the wall show ever, and people love it. Okay, so back on track.
All right.
So we get a phone call Saturday.
Yes.
And okay, so two things have made this bad. We've gotten a review like a week previous where someone was upset because apparently Paul was seemed or came across a tad bit rude, depending on who you talk to. I read the review and I talk to Paul, and someone was upset because they wanted us to match a price online, and Paul was like, we're offering you a service along with that, for the $15 to $20 more we are, it's worth the extra money. And I know a lot of you guys feel that way. You're like, I'd gladly pay the extra $20, $30 just to have the resources that we offer, and that's great.
Thank you, Cuddy.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't. Showed some Infinity speakers. Awesome.
Yep. Thank you.
So what happened was, and then we had a bad review before that where someone didn't inspect their, we screwed up. We didn't inspect the customer's car. They had a crack in their windshield. They didn't realize they had a crack in their windshield. They tried to blame it on us. We're like, dude, we saw it. We didn't mention it. It was like one of those things where we're busy. Mm-hmm. We saw the crack. We didn't come out and immediately say, hey, there's a crack in your windshield. So it kind of sucked there. But those happen. Those are things that happen. Those unfortunately I can't control. And what I really can't control was this review we got Saturday. And this is what just really ticked me off because of all the effort we put into this. So this guy calls up and says, hey man, how much to put in XYZ PDQ? And we're like, buy cheap, buy twice. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. And Paul says, without seeing it, probably about $500. And the guy was like, really? So then he hangs up and he immediately goes, because I guess he was just on the internet looking for phone numbers to call. Mm-hmm. And he immediately wrote, these guys gave us a crappy review saying we charge too much for our install. Paul comes over and says, dude, you're not going to believe this. And I was like, what? And he tells me. And I was like, you're kidding me. Well, this goofball decides to call back. Yeah. Because apparently he found our phone number twice in Google. So he calls back. And I just so happened to be at the store to get a part for an install we were doing. And nice amp. No, it is a great XYZ PDQ. Nice amp. Yeah, right? Paul's talking to him. And he's getting a bit irate with the guy. And so I was like, give me the phone. Let me talk to him. Yeah. So so I start talking to him. And I'm like trying to rationalize with this crazy person. And I'm not trying to call him a crazy person. It's just this concept is foreign to me. How it's like it's like reading the menu for a restaurant that you might want to go to, or not even knowing anything about the restaurant, and then just finding out that they sell steak for $20 instead of $15, and just going, oh my god, this place sucks because they charge $20 for a steak. Mm-hmm. And I only use the food analogy because for some reason a lot of people like to use that, or just saying something. And I'm like, I tried to rationalize. I'm like, look, we charge what we charge, and we're perfectly fine with that. Not everyone's going to come to us, and we're fine with that. But this guy just was not getting it, and he was one of those guys that talks over you. We've had, and there again, as a retailer, you get these crazy things. $500 for a head unit, amp, speakers, a deal, more or less. But he had it was all his equipment. Regardless of that, we couldn't give him a perfect price. But the fact that it just blows my mind that someone that doesn't know who you are, has never met you, never set one foot in your stores, never watched any of our videos, never asked us a technical question.
You don't know nothing
about
us.
He didn't say, hey, look, I understand. Do you guys have someone you could recommend? You guys are kind of out of my price point. And we do. We could have recommended 6 other guys that would have. It was just ridiculous. So that really set us off Tuesday. And then on the show, we asked you guys, hey, if you could go into Google, give us a thumbs up. If we've helped you in any way, just give us a thumbs up. Give us a positive comment. That'd be great. And so we're asking you guys to do the same thing. Yep. And we're done. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it anymore because this guy's already sucked enough of the life out of me. And there again, I understand that things like this happen. I've been doing this 28 years now. Jesus Christ. So I get it, but it still never gets old. Never. And I dripped. And free all work, seriously. I know, it's what it is. I'm on. Thank you, Greg. And I want to thank all you guys because it's you guys that drive this train. When we started doing our silly videos 5 or 6 years ago, we'd always sit there and talk after the show. Dude, it'll be great when we can sit here and do this. This was always one of the things we wanted to get to where we could hit record on this, and there would be people on the other end that we could actually help answer questions, communicate with, build a relationship with. They call it a fan base. I don't really call it a fan base. It's different. This is really cool, and we've always wanted to get to this point. Last year we started. This year is way better, and here we are today. And it's great. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Okay, so should I sound dead in my subwoofer box? Cheers, guys. That depends, and that's a great question. So a lot of the times now when you're doing like a fiberglass enclosure, now the new thing to do is put a thin layer of 1/8" butyl rubber with aluminum foil on either the inside or the outside, thinking that
that's true.
It's going
you can make everyone happy.
No, you can't make everyone happy. But thinking that that's going to sound deaden the enclosure even more.
Yeah.
my thought would be just add another layer or two of fiberglass, which would make it harder. And instead of putting sound deadening, I would put some form of a thin polyfill layer on the outside of the box. You know, like what Kicker does. Kicker uses sheets of polyfill, the sheet polyfill, and they staple it to the inside of the box, which helps to kill the standing waves and the bouncing around and all that. And I feel you'll have that's a much better thing to do. CA in the house. Isaac. Jeez, I can't talk. Not kissing your butt, but I was half as good. Yeah. No, you can. I can take compliments. I'm good with that. See, insults will kill me. Anyways,
Danny, that's awesome, man.
I know, right? So, anyways, as far as the sound deadener inside the box, I really don't think it's necessary. If you used a good thick wood, 3/4, something or other, if your corners are all glued together nice and tight, if corner bracing. If you got an inexpensive box and you're trying to make it better, just cut some corner braces and screw those in. We'll make it more sound deadened than adding sound deadening to it. I really don't think that's the way to go.
Right.
That's my thought on the matter, and rocking on. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, I took that one out of order. My bad.
All right. No, that's fine.
What's up, Clint?
No, just everybody replies, That's why it's wrong with the accessory.
What's your thoughts on breakers versus fuse holders at the battery? Do you want to answer that one? Because I've answered that one like a dozen times.
Breaking fuses. We don't use breakers. Fuses. Yeah.
All right. So the story I tell people is real simple, and I'll mention it again for the new guys. So years ago, we had an old box Chevy that came in, and we used to always Jeremy.
Yep.
We always used to put little tiny breakers underneath the hood because they were cheap. We're doing good. They were cheap. They were easy to do. 2 ring tunnels, another thing you're done. You don't have to worry about the guy coming back. If he ever blows his fuse, turn the key off, turn the key on, resets itself. It's rock on. Well, then this kid decides that he wants to smoke. He's a smoker, but he's one of those, I'm cool, I'm going to smoke, but I'm not going to tell my parents. And he flicked his cigarette out his window, and it blew into the back seat and set his back seat on fire. Well, it just so happens to be where our power wire was ran. So the fire marshal, not knowing anything about electronics, not knowing anything about electricity at all, says, there's a power wire there that burned. That must be what set the seat on fire. And I'm like, there's a circuit breaker under the hood. Oh, that's a circuit breaker. That is faulty. Burned the car. I'm like, it would have burned the whole way forward. From where, no. So anyways, make a long story short, we ended up paying for this guy's car. And from that day forward, I have never used a circuit breaker and will never use a circuit breaker because a fuse will blow. And it will stay blown until you come back to me and go, why is my fuse blown? Yeah. And if you're silly enough to replace your fuse and not come back, it's on you, man.
Thanks, Johnny.
So I'm a fuse guy. Now, the only time I will make an exception to that rule is in a boat. Yeah, and the reason why is a boat is made out of fiberglass. There's very little in the way that a boat is going to get pinched or cause any form of harm. Plus, the other thing, too, is you're on a boat, and anything that's mission critical on a boat should be on a breaker so that you can get home because it's really hard to find a fuse in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. So I'll go for a breaker on a boat. Other than that, I'm always going to use a fuse holder.
Definitely.
All right, go ahead.
Donnie say, hey guys, there's a guy selling a 4201 NEX.
I know James, right?
With the harness.
With the harness?
With harness.
Okay.
No remote, no USB cables.
Okay.
No backup camera.
Okay.
In the video, Dean say that's we should use to provide Pioneer iPhone cable. That guy is selling it for $100.
The cables? Or just the radio?
I think it's just the radio.
Is it? Okay, hey guys, there's a guy selling a 4100 with harness, no remote, no USB cables, no backup camera. In your videos, Dean said that should use the Pioneer cable. The guy is selling it for $100. How hard is it to get those accessories?
So he's selling the radio.
Radio for $100 with a power cable is a good deal. There's no question about that. Those other parts you can actually get from, it's called Pack Parts out of California. Okay, the remote control you really don't need.
No.
The USB cable is probably about $20, but you can really use almost any USB cable you can find that's like a heavy-duty USB cable. Yeah. So that's no big deal there. You can pick up a heavy-duty USB cable from Amazon for $20.
Probably less than that.
The only thing that you would have to buy is the Bluetooth mic, which is probably about $35.
Yeah, so if
like
you
that.
can go to
but
Power Stereo.
Well, Pack Parts out of California is the provider for parts.
Yeah.
Also, if you need it, if you live in the U.S., you can give Paul a call.
He can send you.
And he can send you the parts you need because we actually stock all the extra parts because that's a really common thing here.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Okay.
it?
That was it? I just got more questions. Rockford versus Kicker, amps, go.
What?
Rockford versus Kicker, amps, go. All right, that's actually not that. We actually talk about that one a lot here. We sell a ton of primes, and we sell a ton of the CX, DX amplifiers.
Yes.
I prefer... Okay. If you talk to Paul, he's probably going to sell you a prime because the prime comes with a bass knob. The Kicker doesn't come with a bass knob. When it comes to those two amps, the prime and the CX-DX, they're about the same price point, about the same features. It really comes down to where one's a 501, one's a 601. It comes down to where we're going to put the amplifier because, for the most part, we're not using the built-in high-level to low-level.
Yeah, and you go $40 for the mic.
Yeah, Pack Parts.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Chris. 4134. Yeah. And if you're in California, you'll get it real quick.
Yeah.
Now, as far as that, so depending on how we need the wires to run, we're going to try to push the buying the amplifier one way or the other. So, like, if I'm involved and we're going to go look out where we're going to find the amp, if I can have the wires that they need to go out the ends, I'm going to go with the Kicker amp. If they need to go out one specific end, I'm going to go the Rockford amp. Now, up from that, you have the KX series amplifiers, and then you have Punch and Power. All three of those amplifiers are amazing amplifiers, and at that price point, it really comes down to it comes down to your thought. Meaning, like, are you a Burger King or a McDonald's guy? If you're a McDonald's guy and you have to eat Burger King, you're kind of like, ugh. I mean, granted, you're on both of them, but are you a Ford or a Chevy guy? I guess that would have been a better comparison. Because they're both really great amplifiers. There's a lot of technology and a lot of effort that goes into both of them because that's, at the end of the day, their mainstay. They're big. Hey, these are the ones we do a lot of research on. I really don't have a favorite, though, as far as that goes. I like to look at amplifiers as tools. Rockford clean set. The clean setup is really nice. Okay, I will give... For all you guys that love DD1s and wish I'm a Chick-fil-A boy. Who isn't a Chick-fil-A person? I mean, good God. And then he's going to say Punch. And there again, if I had to... And James, you're right. No, okay. If I have to choose between what amps I'm buying, I'm either buying the Micro Punch amps. I'm sorry, the Micro Power amps, the new ones. Yeah. The small ones like James uses. Yeah. Or I'm buying the Punch amp. I'm not buying the classic Power amp because... Okay, even though it's a great amp and it's like... It sounds amazing and it's great. It's old, and even when I was talking with Rockford about it a couple weeks ago, they're like, "Look, what are we going to do the amp?" He's like, "The list of things we want to do the amplifier is like this long, and if we do it, the price is going to go through the roof. So, do we do that or just keep selling them the way they are? If we keep selling them the way they are, they're selling. We're good. We want to put our direction towards the micro amplifiers, which is what people actually really want. Those are updated. So those are the two amps I'm buying if I'm buying Rockford.
All right, Dono.
Do you need 2 ohm versus 1 ohm? Wait. Also, Kicker is 2 ohm stable, if I'm not mistaken. Kicker is 2 ohm. Rockford is 1 ohm. It doesn't matter. 500 watts is 500 watts.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, you sure?
Yes.
All right, Dono.
What you said? Go.
I bought the DSR-1 based on your video.
Yes.
But now I read all the reviews and they complaining about the Bluetooth. This is an interesting question.
Okay.
Because we talk about the Bluetooth, I
don't worry about it.
The Bluetooth connection issue. Should I worry?
What issue is that? So the only issue that I'm aware of with the Bluetooth is there is like when we were doing it on the bench, there was intermittent connection disconnection.
Yeah.
Okay. But where the confusion comes in a lot of the times, why no clean technology in the power amplifiers? Because the power amplifiers were built before they had the DD1 technology, and they haven't. The punch amplifiers are more reasonable. The punch amplifiers are a more reasonably priced amplifier to update faster, whereas the punch is built on a way different platform. And it's way more expensive to build than the power is way more expensive to build than the punch. So they're going to update it, but it's a cost / technology getting it to the point to where they can do it and keep the prices where it needs to be. Otherwise, the price goes crazy and they don't sell the amplifier. So, okay. So, Bluetooth on the DSR-1, like in the video, we show how you can hook up the external Bluetooth to it. And of course, everyone was asking, I thought it had Bluetooth built into it. And it does, but it has Bluetooth that's built in it only for communication and not for music. The problem that we run into a lot of the times is explaining to people that Bluetooth is a big umbrella of technologies to do different things. So, for example, if you buy a head unit like one of these that has Bluetooth, phone, and music, that's actually 2 receiver chips built into it, one for music, one for phone. They do 2 totally different things, and they're not interchangeable. The same is true if you add in, let's say, a keyboard or a mouse to, let's say, a phone, like an iPad. If you can hook up a keyboard and a mouse and still do Bluetooth headphones. It's multiple Bluetooth chips in the device that are allowing you to do that, doing different protocols. So all Bluetooth is not created equal. They call it Bluetooth because it's an easy way to refer to a technology. It's kind of annoying, but they needed something to call it. Just like, hey, it's a hamburger.
Yep.
But there's 20,000 different hamburgers. There's not that many Bluetooth, but you get my idea. Apparently I'm hungry.
Yeah, you're hungry.
Apparently I'm hungry.
We talk about food right now.
But anyway, so, like, like, when we paired it, we ran into a couple issues. Most of them were our fault. We were being kind of dumb when we, and then we figured out what we were doing wrong. We're like, oh yeah, duh. Yeah. But that's it. There's really no issue. The connection disconnect issue. Can the Bluetooth device's phone operating system rather than Rockford iPhone isn't source for that? Yeah, I mean it just happens.
All right. JR.
So don't be afraid to have the piece. You're gonna love it, and we have more videos coming out on that. Yeah. So Can't wait. All right.
JR. What's the difference between the 4 ohm and 2 ohm subwoofers, and what is better?
Real quick, before I go to that, the DD1 technology built into the JBL GTO amplifiers is different than the DD. It's the same basic principle, but one was designed by a genius, D'Amore, who worked for Rockford, and the other one was not. So I'm going to go with the D'Amore stuff because when he's in the room, he is the smartest guy in the room.
There you
and
go.
if you ever get an opportunity to hear the guy talk, do it because he's like, wow. And you just sit there and go, Chick-fil-A is the best. Thank you. Yes, Chick-fil-A sandwiches are number 1.
All
okay,
right.
sorry. All right. Please ask your question. I'm sorry.
I already asked.
I wasn't listening. I already forgot.
Okay. Let's try again. Welcome to the Dean Fernando kitchen. Let's try again. What's the difference between the 4 ohm and 2 ohm subwoofer, and what's better?
Okay. There's a minutiae difference between a 2 ohm and 4 ohm. It usually has to do with weight, performance. There's no difference. Mm-hmm. The only difference between, let's say, a 2 ohm and a 4 ohm.
Yep.
Okay. Backing the train up. Back in the day, you had a single voice coil 4 ohm and you had a dual voice coil 4 ohm. Mm-hmm. And with those 2 woofers, you could make any combination of whatever you needed to do to get the most power out of the amplifier. Chicken.
Chicken
Tacos tonight. So, for example, like the guy said, 1 ohm on a Rockford, 2 ohm on a kicker. That's correct. So, I need to get that 2 ohm on a kicker. I'm going to want 2 4 ohm subwoofers in mono on that amplifier. Now, if I'm doing the Rockford, I'm going to want 2 dual 4 ohm drivers to get that 1 ohm mono load, because I'm going to make each one 2 ohm and then 1 ohm at the amplifier.
Yeah.
The performance, the output, everything is going to be the same. It just has to do with making sure that you put the load on the amplifier it needs to see in order to give you the maximum amount of output. Sound-wise, no difference. Squirrel. That's Haley's favorite movie, by the way. Yes.
Nick.
Phoenix Gold also has that DD1 stylish technology built into their amplifiers, and it works really well too.
Yes. All right, Nick. Say, in the past 28 years in car audio industry, what do you feel caused a major reduction in people interested about the hobby? of car audio?
Well, okay. I mean, let's take out the side that car manufacturers are putting better products in their cars. There's always that as an issue of that's always going to be the thing. Yeah. Anything like that is going to happen. But really what happened was back in 1990, when I took my first job, so that would take me back to 87, 88 is when I first got the itch of car audio, and I was like, oh man, then I was over in the corner like a crackhead waiting to get enough money
Roberto.
to buy an EQ. Frog. Yeah. Oh, gross, man. Don't go there. No frogs, please.
Frogs are okay.
I hate frogs. Okay, we know this. Anyways, so, back in 88, there wasn't anything, there wasn't a lot of stuff, okay? There was no PS2, there was no game, there was barely a Game Boy. I don't think Game Boys came out until much, much later. So there's really nothing out to distract kids from car audio. I mean, that was it. It was like you had home audio, you had car audio. If you walked through a Circuit City in 88, it was like you walked in, you had the big TVs, you had camcorders, you had car stereo, you had home audio, and you had vacuum cleaners and mixers. Okay? And that was it. There wasn't, I was into remote control cars when I was a kid, like I'm sure a lot of you guys were, because that seems to go hand in hand. Cartooning, what's up? So, after you got out of remote control cars, because you actually now own a car, there's no reason to play with toys. I'm joking. We all played with remote control cars way after we were driving. Yeah. They're the coolest thing in the world. Now it's drones. There again. Now that industry has moved on. Now everyone has to have a drone fly through the sky instead of little RC-10s and Tamiya frogs driving on the ground. There we go, frogs. Yeah. So what happened was as time went on, there was other distractions. Kids found video games. We had arcades, but then you could, we had Ataris, we had crappy games. Everything was like PC driven. Love RC. RCs are the best. Still have my original RC-10. Gold, baby. So now we have video games that are $50. We have systems that are $500. Yeah, I still RC. See, there you go. Yeah. So RC cars are awesome. I have 4 from X. Okay, cool. See? I was an associated guy. I have all my cars still. They just sit on a shelf, and they're a reminder of me of things not to spend money on. Still racing Losi. I have one Losi 4-wheel drive.
Blackfoot?
BMW. So awesome. I don't remember. It was LS4? Something like that. Anyways. So now you have all these distractions that are in the same age bracket as what the standard age bracket is for car audio. Okay. You have computers are now more affordable. Want to get a Dell, dude? You have, I hate Associated. It's all right.
Carlos, I can never watch the videos in peace. I'm going to quit my job.
Watch the or listen to the podcast. Put the earbuds in and just, tune them out. So, to be fair, 3 of them belong to my kids. It's okay.
There you go, man.
Hey, let me show you how to do this, Johnny. Let me show you. So what happened was these were all these distractions that started to become more and more popular, and that was taking things away from car audio. So combine that with the fact that car manufacturers were starting to put better sound systems in their cars, and I feel that had a lot to do with it. And then, it's not that it's ever stopped per se. Then you take that distraction, that weird distraction that happened, and then you add in this big 500-pound monster called the internet, eBay, BAM! Right on top of our industry. And everyone's like, I'll give you it for less than cost. You can have, it costs $50, I'll sell it to you for $40 plus $20 shipping. Because that's how they did it. They got you on the shipping. Okay? So those things just kind of hurt the industry greatly.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward to 2018. After the economy crashed in 2006, 7, 8, 9, that whole, gas was, that's the other thing too. For a while there, under one of our presidents, gas was almost $5 a gallon, and probably was $5 a gallon. Okay? Well, that's chewing into your petty cash. If you got to put $100 worth of gas in your car, that $50 you were saving to get a new set of speakers is gone now. So that hurt everybody. Fast forward to now, okay? Game systems, everyone's got a phone, they have a game on them. People don't play the video games like they used to. Places like GameStop and all those places, slowly but surely going out of business because everything has gone online, digital downloads. You don't have to pay, you just buy a membership to play games. Gas is going down. The days when gas was, actually Haley and I were just talking about that this weekend with her friends. It was funny. God, I feel old. So fast forward to now. The internet is also starting to realize that they have to make money just like we have to make money. Amazon can't work at zero profit because they have huge buildings to pay for. eBay, these guys have to make money too. So everyone has finally woke up and said, oh shit, we have to make money. So, us as the independent retailer, if we survived through all of this nightmare, we came out the other side a much stronger, much better place to be in. And I think the industry now is really, really well. I think it's a healthy industry now. Sure, there are things that are going away, like these things here are slowing down, but they're not really, because there again, you have iData, you have Scotia, you have PAC, you have Metra that are just putting tons of money into these things to make these things work. When you look at like that PAC F-150 kit and the new iData version of that, those are amazing kits. I mean, they're $350, but people are buying them. I mean, you guys know how many of those we've put in, for God's sakes. So, yeah, I think that's where we're at now. I think people are all just kind of, it's like, I think car audio is cool again, and that's okay. So, sorry, but you asked. Strong Zuma killed me, but I have to say hi. Thanks, Haley. I'm glad you liked it. Okay. Oh, and your friend came in today. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Let me see. Eric say, what do I hear a pop coming from my tweeter when I turn my car off?
Ooh, that's a turn-off thump. Okay, so turn-off thump could be a multitude of things. Most of the time it's the amplifier, depending on the type of amplifier you have. Some amplifiers have turn-off pop. They go when you turn them off. It's just like the amplifier discharging itself, losing power. Most amplifiers don't have that anymore. Some still do, Pioneer. And then some of your lesser brands also have it. It could also be a grounding issue somewhere, like behind the radio or at the amplifier, to where things aren't grounded properly. You can get a pop that way. There's really no way to fix it other if it's something internal in the amplifier. There's really nothing you can do. What we used to have these things called pop stoppers, and what they were a delay that you put on the amplifier so that the amplifier would stay on until like for 30 seconds until you were out of the car and give the illusion that the pop was gone. No, it was just pop when you were gone. If you want to do something like that, you can pick up a TR7 from PAC and set it to timer mode and have it do that. But really what I would do is just check over your install and make sure that everything is grounded properly. The other thing too is make sure the pop is coming out of all the speakers. As silly as that sounds, that's important. Because if there's one speaker that's popping and the other speaker's not, there's a possibility that speaker could actually have a chassis ground gone bad, meaning one of the wires or the tweeter itself is touching metal, and that is what's giving you that pop.
All right.
So that's something to think about too. Okay.
Well, this is almost the same question. Julie Kendall say, I hear a pump in my speaker.
Pop stoppers.
In my speaker when I start my car. I have the ground through the factory harness and also a secondary ground to the mounting bracket. Any info you can give me?
So that's going to be turn on pop. So that's okay. Turn on pop could just be okay. So there again, it depends on what is connected to. So for example, in like a Ford Mustang, if you put a radio, an aftermarket radio, into a mock Ford system, it takes a 5-volt turn on to turn on that amplifier, not a 12-volt. So if you just go directly into that remote turn on with your 12-volt output, you get a pop from that amplifier turning on. If it's just a normal amplifier and it's getting a pop, you may need, you could try a resistor to see if it's turning the remote turn on that's turning it on. It's turning it on too fast. You may need to slow it down. Just trying to think what else you can do without knowing what kind of amp it is. It could be a bad amplifier. It's illegal to, but yeah, I was trying to read what Tony was writing. The other thing too is try unplugging the RCAs, turning the car on, and see if you still get the pop. It could be coming from the radio itself. You could have something wrong with the radio, and when it's turning on, it's sending the pop that way. Maybe there's a bad RCA. Try disconnecting the RCA, see if the pop goes away. If the pop comes, and then plug one RCA, see if it does it through that. Check that. That would be someplace to start. Okay.
Definitely, that's illegal in here.
What did he say?
Driving with the...
Really?
I got another question.
Just have factory speakers, no amp as of yet. So is there a factory amplifier? I guess would be the question I would check. If there's a factory amplifier, that pop could be coming from the factory amplifier turning on. If there's no factory amplifier, it's just speakers, then I'd be curious. It would have to be the radio.
All right. Wayne say, okay, Dean, we've been in the industry for the same amount of time.
Yes.
What were you bumping back then? Rap, rock, bass, or a little bit of everything?
Oh no, I was straight up rap, man. So straight out of Compton, when that record dropped, I was like, what is that? And then Sir Mix-a-Lot, I remember when Gore-Tex came out, and that, and then Buttermilk Biscuits, and the whole gangster rap, 2 Live Crew was real popular here. So as soon as I heard that sound, it was like, what is that, and how do I get it? Because bass dropping was phenomenal. When I was in high school, I had 2 Orion XTR-15s off of the 2125 SX, some Peerless mids and highs because that's what they sold. They were cheap. And a 222 was powering those, so 500 watts and 20 to 45 watts. Yay, And I was hooked, man. I was hooked. I was building boxes with circular saws and jigsaws. I was asking for a $19 jigsaw for my birthday. Yeah, 2 Live Crew, 1-on-1, baby, having some fun. So no, I didn't really. When I was a senior in high school, I finally found a little bit of rock music. That's like when I got into a little bit of AC/DC. Because I actually bought some mids, and mid-range, like they were called. I had some Redline mids. That was the brand that I put in my car. I was like, oh wow, they make other sounds other than tweeters and subwoofers. And so then I got into a little bit of rock and roll. Found AC/DC, found the Who. Because I really wasn't big into music before that. I was too busy doing other stuff. I liked Genesis and Phil Collins. That was kind of neat. And then through college, I scaled it back down to 10s and found JBL, rocked a lot of JBLs. And then after that, I found Morel. And then that was the end of it.
All right, Sean.
Stevie B was real popular, and also Techmaster PEB, the classics. Aussie bands. Hell yeah, man. I love AC/DC. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Sean say, I add subwoofer into my GMC crew cab with Boss. Now the rest of the system is lagging. Do I need, or do I get the L6 1200, the audio control? If so, will I need to replace the stock Boss speakers? I'm thinking so. What do you recommend for this department?
Okay, so there's a lot of things to consider with this. First things first is what year is the car? Because that's important. The factory Bose systems, depending on what year the car is, Pack Audio actually makes because that just, believe it or not, used variable voltage output from the head unit. So Pack made a variable voltage adapter, real simple, plugs in, T-harnesses in, gives you RC outputs. Plug in a amp and you're done. So depending on what year it is, you may just need that Pack Audio interface. So you can go to pack-audio.com and check that. Now the newer vehicles that have Bose, that's a whole nother nightmare. So if it's the moderately priced, the previous generation, then yeah, you could do like an LC product, or I still think it's data at that point. At the end of the day, if it's a Chevy and you can replace the radio, replace the radio. That's what I have to say about that. We don't interface into any of those if we can replace the radio, because the radio sucks. If it's a 2017 and you have Bose, then really you're in a bad place, because that uses there's only one adapter right now for that, and that is the Nav TV piece, and it's about $800, and that's really the only way you can interface into it successfully. Anything other than that's going to be it's a 2017. All right, so if it is a 2017, I would recommend patience at this point. There's right now, like I said, the only adapter out right now is Nav TVs, and it's about $800 because your truck uses a system that's called Most, and that Most system is not anything you want to play with.
Yeah.
It's not anything you want to try to throw an LC6i onto the back of it. You just either buy the Most adapter from them or wait until June when JL Audio. Yeah, the 6.8 will work, but I would personally either buy the Nav TV piece. The pack piece Jim was due in April. Thank you, Jeremy. That was my next thing I was going to say. That piece right there, the GM Most, is due in April. I would wait for that because that's going to be a lot more reasonably priced. I believe it's going to be like $350. And yes, Most is definitely annoying. So wait. Just wait. Do yourself a favor. And then once that piece comes out, it'll be just like every other Pack Pro. So if you're not familiar with the Pack Pro stuff, go check out the F-150 Pack Pro video we did where we talk all about it, and it's amazing. Yeah, dealing with Most and a BMW is terrible. Yeah, I've been dealing with Most and BMWs. Yeah, for those you have to use the that piece I forgot. But yeah, it's annoying. So okay, go ahead.
I don't know.
I know. What do you guys think about the ZVX8D2S subwoofers? They got a bigger one now, don't they?
Which ones?
The ZVX8s? Don't they have a new one? Yeah, we posted a picture on Instagram of the new one.
Really?
I thought we did, because they have that new line. They're not bad. They're really nice. I mean, if you're into that whole 8 small sub, large sound, yeah, it's a great sub for that. I mean, we sell a lot of those for that. So Pack Pro or DSR1? That's a great question. And like I've had to have that question a lot lately, and it all just depends on the commitment you want to put into your stereo. You know, the reason why. Okay, we'll take those two guys out of the equation. We'll look at it like this: Audio Control makes two pieces. They make an LC7i and they make a DM608. Okay, both of them will essentially do the same thing. You have 6 channels of input, and you have either 6 or 8 channels of output. If you are happy with the way your car sounds and you don't want to play with, like, bass, mid, and treble will do it for you, and, you know, all you want is some new speakers, you really don't want to get real crazy about it, then the Pack Pro piece is great. The other thing, too, is if you're going to, because if you want an all-in-one simple solution that you can use your phone for, the DSR1 is great, okay? It's an amazing piece, it's great, it's got a lot of neat features. It gives you a 32-band EQ, and it gives you a basic mode, which is a 7-band EQ, which is really cool. But you're limited. Like, you're done. You're done. That's the piece you have. If you buy a Pack Pro, then you can go to anything. Okay? So, if you buy a Pack Pro and you want a DM608, because, you know, that's cool. Or if you want to just go into an amplifier, or if you got a cool EQ. So, it really just comes to how you want to build the system. There's no wrong way to do it. It's just a matter of how committed you are and how much play time you want. You know, Christian up there, like, he had an LC7i and he came over and he was like, dude, I want more, I want to be able to do more. And I was like, all right, well, take this out, put this piece in, and you'll get it. And he's like, awesome. And as he's saying right now, I love it. It's amazing. Yeah, they go up to 48, man. 48 dB per octave slopes. You can go crazy on that. Have you done the Focal? No, we haven't. PC interface looks really attractive, easy to use. The DSR1 is easy to use for the most part. I mean, a lot of these DSPs are getting super easy to use. Focal I'm not going to use because, there again, it's a Windows piece. I'm not a Windows guy. I'm a Mac guy. You know, I'm going to use a Phoenix Gold that is a Mac piece. I'm going to use an Audio Control that's a Mac piece. Or I'm going to use a DSR1 that I can use my phone from. So there's no right or wrong answer to that. It's just what do you want. If you want tons of equalization, time correction, and all that fun stuff, and you want to play with all that, and you're cool, buy that piece. If you just want to put something in and make it loud and enjoy it and not sit up at night going, you know, then just buy the Simple Pack Pro. The Human Car Audio Bible. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. There you go, Phoenix. The Phoenix Gold for the win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got. Yeah, I know. God, we got to play with that one.
One day.
Yeah, that one. Because that. Okay. The nice thing about the Phoenix Gold, and we haven't done any videos on it. I feel really bad about that, but it will do Windows. It will do Mac. It'll do iPad. Okay. Yeah. It'll do Android. you can do anything. Love my Audison Bit 1. There you go. Audison Bit 1, Bit Tune. Rules.
Yeah, why not?
You know, it's just what you're comfortable with. I would love the PG DSP. Oh, slow it down, Christian. Come on, man. You love anything car audio. You just want it because it's Phoenix Gold. All right, go ahead.
Let's see. I have a 2014 Ford Fusion 8-inch screen. Doesn't have Sony system. Would the DSR1 work integration?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on TermLab? I've never used TermLab. I did a bunch of research on it, looked at it, didn't pull the trigger on it. So, real quick. So a DSR1 will work in any system that has a front left-right, rear left-right. That's it. There's no summing capability. So as long as your radio, which that Fusion should have a simple 4-channel output, maybe a fifth for the center that you're not going to use, you're fine. The DSR1 will do the trick. Anything past that, the DSR1 is not your product. So, all right, go back to what all that was, because
I don't know. Let's see. What speakers would you recommend to replace the Bose system in the Chevy Silverado?
It depends what you're trying to do. If you're planning on keeping the Bose, check out some Kenwood Exelons. Those are pretty nice. Amp Pro has optical out for high voltage. All right, so DSR1, no good for 6-channel. It's no good for 6-channel input. It's 4-channel input, 6-channel output. That's it. Some Y splitters. There you go. You're going crazy. I need RTA Clint for the EQ. Okay. Any likelihood of future updates to the DDX 9903 incorporate wireless? No. There will not, because to do wireless Android Auto, just like to do wireless CarPlay, you have to have Wi-Fi built in. So there's no Wi-Fi on that. 8 outputs. Yes, I'm sorry, there is 8 outputs. It's not 6, it's 8. My bad. Sorry, Christian.
DSR1. Yep.
I know, it's and they're selectable. And the reason why I'm not, because that's tomorrow. We got to do that video tomorrow. I'll slow it down. Yes, I know it's 8. I know it's 8, Christian. Slow it down, man. I know.
It's a 17 Dodge Charger.
Dodge Charger with the Alpine system. Oh, yeah. So, there again. The DSR1 would be wonderful for that. Or the Amp Pro, either one. You just buy the T harnesses and plug them in and you're great. So, there again, if you want to play... If you have the ability to know what 32 bands equalization will do, or you're going to pay someone to do that, it's a great product to have, and it will make it sound amazing. So, it's just that. It's being able to play with it to make it sound better. A lot of people want all these cool things. They get them in there, and the first thing they do is, this sounds terrible. And it's like, well, yeah, you just bought so many dials and knobs and buttons, and it didn't need to be that hard to sound good.
Do you guys do remote stars? I'm just curious. I do car audio and alarms too.
We do, what do you think? How many did we do last year?
3.
We did 3? We did about 3 remote starts last year.
Yeah.
It's just not a popular thing here. So, yeah. I have YouTube. Oh, not as good as Dean. Sorry, man. It's because I got a Mac. What's your thoughts on Tesla style? What was that? The Tesla style radios. I'm interested in that. I think that's what he asked. The new Tesla, the Tesla style. Germany D. Oh Jesus, they're all going crazy. I want to see that piece. I'm kind of curious about that one.
Jason said, I disagree, Jeremy. The Amp Pro doesn't do EQ or time correction. Jason.
Well, Jason, Jeremy knows something that he really can't talk about that piece, and
he knows, but he can't.
Jeremy knows, and I know, and you'll probably know soon enough too. But
yep,
nothing wrong with an Amp Pro. And that whole argument there is not going to be around forever. Okay, so anyways,
yeah. All right. Do you guys change out old for new high output alternators and add batteries, etc., or just the radio and speakers?
We do not do high output alternators just because most of the time to put an alternator in a car now is You have to be a mechanic or at least be really good underneath the hood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a mechanic by any stretch of the imagination. I know electrical systems. I know how to put stereos in. The other thing, too, is I've never had luck with high-output alternators. I know now the technology has changed a lot from when I put the few in that I put in to now.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with a high-output alternator. I think it's a great idea if you're building a giant system. Check it out. There's a ton of great companies out there that make those. I will say, though, that if you need to rely on someone else to change your alternator and you're going to put a high-output alternator in there, you better learn how to put it in yourself. Because on a Sunday, when it breaks, and it will break, or it might be 2 years down the road, it's going to break, you're going to need to be able to swap out your alternator.
All right, Donald, say on your video, the DSR-1, can you go deeper into the aux input? My plan is to do a Bluetooth receiver into the aux knothead unit using the punch remote as a volume knob.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about you could do. Yeah, because that's it. You plug the dongle, and then really what you need to see is the setup, how all that is done, and that's coming. That's coming. So once we get that video out, then you can kind of, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So what do you think about the Tessa tape to insulate?
Tessa
tape.
Tessa tape?
Tessa tape.
I thought it was Tessa type. Okay, go ahead.
Type. Oh, Tessa type.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the Tessa type radio that we were talking about.
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
To insulate connection. Fast. Okay, this is Clint. Guys, what are your thoughts on the Tessa tape that insulate the connection? There it's a top that should be used.
What am I talking about? Insulate a connection. There is a thought that it shouldn't be used for it. Okay, so I don't use Tessa tape as an insulation. Like if we strip a wire back and we have to tape that up, I don't use Tessa tape for that. I use either regular 3M tape or I use the high temp tape for underneath the hood. Because I'm with you. I really don't think that's a good enough tape for insulating things. I think it's a great barrier around a group of wires, just like the manufacturers use it for. But I don't like to use it on individual wires that I'm using as an insulation. I'm going to just use regular old 3M black tape and pray to God it doesn't turn into a ball of goo. I usually put a zip tie around it because here in Florida, it's not if, it's when your tape is going to turn into a ball of goo.
Yeah. So
we always put zip ties around the wire and the tape to hold the stuff in place so that if 2 years from now you're in there digging around, what's up, James? It'll still be shielded and covered.
All right, Corey, I have a 2018 F-150 Super Coupe going to run the audio control D6 1200, and I run Infinity Kappa to the doors. What would you recommend to the shallow mount subwoofers? I'm looking to run a 112 or 110 down fire under the basket.
So if we're just dealing with normal, like the power of that, I would look at the Kicker. Comp RTs are our favorite shallow mount woofers. If you have room above it, you could go into something like the T1 shallow mounts are really, really nice. If you're a Rockford guy, the Punch P3s are nice if you feel like waiting a while for them to break in. But out of the box, immediate happy face, sound good for down the road, happy, yay. Check out the Comp RTs.
All right, Jeffrey, question. My smart car has a 90 amp alternator, and I'm just trying to see if I upgrade it to the power wire to 0 gauge. And I add the X. Thank you very much. See you guys later.
All right, yeah.
Again?
No. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I know we were getting ready to answer that question on the Mini. On the smart car. I was going to answer that with a story about a Prius we did. Basically, just give it the biggest fighting chance you can. Your 0 gauge, the bigger battery. Play it smart. When you're sitting at a stoplight, don't jam on it. Obviously, you're not going to fit real huge alternator in there. Yeah, our phone. We don't even go there. But it sounds to me like you're going to give it the biggest fighting chance possible. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Just play it smart and you'll be fine. All right, so What do you got? You got a couple more real quick?
What do you think about the Pioneer 2300 NEX?
It's great radio. They make two versions. You have the MVH or the AVH. If you don't need a CD player, save the money and get the MVH.
Yeah.
Nice to have you back. Sorry about that. You guys have you sourced the mini? No. Okay. The only place I can find them wants $5 a piece for the mini relays. So to me, that's not a great alternative. Epicenter Sealer Porter for best results. I mean, at the end of the day, the box really doesn't matter for the Epicenter. Go port it. Go port it to get the big bass. And you're back. And we're back. Have you done anything with DC audio used or installed? No, DC audio, no. You know, we have the SCAR stuff, so that's primarily who stepped on the cord. No, the phone overheated and shut off. Like I said, for the show, we're working on something different. It's just not going to be until later this month till we can have all the pieces we need in place. So that'll get better. And I didn't want to just leave you guys hanging. We were going to wrap up the show because Jason, Keeper of Time, has already decided to head out. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to make sure that we got to at least wrap the show up, give you guys an ending, and answer the question about the power wire.
Who's stepping the power cord, people?
I know. But yeah, so it's been a great show.
Yep.
Sorry we had the little accident right there. I want to thank you guys as always. You guys are great. You guys are wonderful. It's Monday, so we got a whole big long week to look forward to, full of jam-packed fun and excitement. Install videos, coming up. Check out the podcast for original content. That'll be up Thursday night. We do it Wednesday and all that. See ya. If you need shirts, Teespring/store/5 Star Car Stereo. If you need tools, dnftoolsrow.com. If you want to support the show, you can do it at Patreon. Mm-hmm. That's right. We love the Patreon. We love the Patreon guys. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Work safe. Be safe. Have a safe week. If we don't hear from you between now and Saturday, make sure you check out the Saturday show.
Yeah.
And it'll be lots of fun. Hey, Haley. All right, guys. You have a great night as always, and we will see you later next time.